Hi, Mike here with the van Rambler RV at its home base. On the road trip that I did to Pennsylvania, which was the first big road trip, I had some issues with navigating using the GPS. I either used the GPS from the Ford, or I often switched to Android Auto and therefore used Google Maps. The problem with Google Maps was one time it sent me down a road that had a low bridge, so obviously I had to detour around that because it doesn't take into consideration the size of the van. And it also tried to put me onto a parkway in Connecticut that doesn't allow cars. And that took a bit more effort to divert away from because it kept trying to push me back onto that. So I wanted to look for an alternative. The Ford GPS is quite nice inside the navigation unit inside the van, but it also doesn't take into consideration, I'm pretty sure, the size of the van. So I was doing some research on better solutions and basically came across a couple of things that I'd already seen before, but I looked at them more seriously. So pretty much with any of these solutions, you find good reviews and bad reviews. As long as you come across a few good ones, hopefully it's going to work. For a phone app, I looked at Togo RV or To Go RV, I'm not quite sure which way you pronounce it. And then for a standalone unit, I looked at the Garmin RV 890. There's a smaller size and a larger size you can get as well from Garmin. In the end, I decided to go with a Garmin, and part of the reason was that I felt I could then use the built-in Ford screen for the media stuff, for music, listening to podcasts and so on, and I could use the GPS screen for the navigation. And also the GPS would work where there isn't a phone signal. Now I know you can download maps and work offline. But that's the way I decided to go. So here's maybe an obvious place on the windshield, and it's got quite a neat system. It can just come off with a magnetic pole, and I can just drop it down there for when I want to put the screens up overnight, or I could take the suction cup off. So one of the challenges with having it mounted on windshield is that that's actually not legal in all the states. You probably will get away with it and not be pulled over by the police, or if you're pulled over for some other reason, they probably won't comment on the dash mount. But I kind of like to obey the law where it's possible, and I know that I'd be driving through some states where it's technically not legal. So I was looking for somewhere else to mount it. It does come with a suction cup, but that's not going to fit very well. This is like not a very flat surface, and the suction cup wouldn't stick to this. There's also a device you can screw into it, a base plate you can screw in, but I didn't think that was gonna work either, so I was kind of struggling as to where to put it. Using the materials that came with the GPS, this is all I came up with, putting it into the cup holder. It would probably stay there, but as you can see, it's a bit wobbly, and it means I can't use the cup holder, so I didn't really like that as a solution. The Facebook group that I'm a member of has a lot of great ideas, and one of the people talked about using ProClip, and there is a ProClip. I got the ProClip center mount that specifically is supposed to work with this transit van, and then a Garmin amps adapter that's supposed to connect to the Garmin. So I'm going to try and connect it up there, and we'll see how that goes. This is going to go over here, connect there, and then it'll come in there, and this will end up mounting to something that would be here, and it's kind of in the way with the steering wheel. I mean, it's not too bad, but there is a different mount which comes over and down a bit, which I think would place it about there, which would actually be better than there. So maybe I've got the wrong mount. I am going to go and get the other mount. I'm going to get the ProClip center mount extra strength. Now I've been having my phone mounted on an air vent thing. I've gone in my car and I moved it over here, but I want to get a separate one. So this one is a little bit different. It's got a magnetic mount. So this little clip thing mounts very easily into there, and then this part you just stick on either directly on the back of the phone or on the outside of the case. And I tried it, if it's on the case like that. It's reasonably solid, strong, but if that is very tough, so I think I'm going to stick it onto the outside of the case. Here's the new center mount extra strength that I got, so let's see how that works. There are two positions the GPS can be mounted in. This is the first one. The bottom left corner is blocked by my steering wheel somewhat. I can get the phone though here, so I can actually have all three displays going at the same time. So that's position one. Here we have position two, which, as you can see, is totally impractical. It bumps into that thing, and also means that I can't see some of the forward display, and it's still blocked by the steering wheel. So if you've got a RV 890 GPS, then you definitely can't use the ProClip center mount extra strength. Just going to use the regular one. So I'm going to put it back to position one, leave it like that, and see how it goes, see if that's usable. I just realized that another possible option is to take it off here and place it on the passenger side. Don't know if that would be any better or not. I thought I'd try putting it on the passenger side, see what it looked like, but I can't get this gap opener into this gap here, so may not be doable. I'm just going to leave it on this side and see how it goes.